Welcome to BaldHeaded Metal, guys, and welcome back to another reaction. Today's reaction comes by way of a Patreon request. It's the song from Kaunis Kuolematon. I'm sure I mispronounced that, with the song Hyvästi, or Goodbye. Death Doom Metal. I'm ready for this. I like that combination. It sounds like it's probably, Finnish, if I'm not mistaken. That being said, let's jump into it. If you are a fan of this band and you're new to this channel, just be prepared. I'll voice my opinion, but I do it for a spirit of conversation rather than outright criticism of an artist. If you enjoy that kind of style of reactions, be sure to subscribe down below for more. Let's do it. So far, a very nice beginning, right? It slowly kind of introduces itself and slowly kind of rises up to build up to a good, what's going to be kind of main part of the song. And it's done very, very well, where you don't feel like it's being elongated for the sake of making the song longer. So far, great beginning. Yeah, this is really good. I mean, it's like that classic. Again, I don't know if this is a Finnish band, but it has that classic Finnish melodic death metal sound. It's very melancholic, and I'm thinking about bands like Insomnia, Wolfheart, Dawn of Solace, these kinds of bands. It has a very similar sound with, like the piano and the soft guitars, but also this harsh vocals that are coming out. A little bit maybe over serious how they are on camera, like the hoodie. But again, it's like a small nitpick. The music video is just, I think, beautiful scenery. I'm more focused on the music, to be honest. So far, solid, but I want to be, like, when I remember the first time hearing Bellacore and just being blown away by how good the music was, I always search for that feeling. Of course, you're not going to always get that same effect, but I want to be like, whoa, I didn't expect this. Yeah, the music, I think the song is written really beautifully. The melody is really beautiful. The soft singing. I have literally zero problems actually with this song. But there's also the other side of it where if I close my eyes and you told me this is Insomnium, I would tell you, oh, yeah, yeah, it is. Like, I don't hear much of their own voice in this music. And it's not always necessary to hear that, like to be super unique and super different from everybody else. But you just want that just enough of a difference to be like, oh, this is Amorphous. This is not Insomnium. It's like, oh, it's this band, not that band. Like you just want enough of a difference for it to feel special. Because I think, I mean, maybe I'm speaking for myself. You take like it becomes this very personal thing, like, oh, this is my special album, or this is my special thing. Or I come back to this band for this special sound. Like you have these kind of little like favorites that you've created in your head. I can come up with many many bands like that in my head, where it's just like, oh, I go for to this band for this feeling, or this that feeling, or I want when I'm in the mood for this, I go to this particular band. And right now, that's the only really problem with this band is just it sounds like everybody else in this genre. It doesn't have its staple sound. I really like that clear tone for the bass with this that kind of melody or solo. It sounds so soothing and nice. It's a great example of a song. It's pretty simple in its songwriting if you think about it, like the riffs, the chords. I would assume maybe a medium guitar player can play this. Like I remember when I was playing, I probably could play most of the song when I used to play guitar. But the idea of it, it's not to be showy. It's in the service of the music. It's something I mentioned a lot, that they're trying to create a mood, a feeling, and it's very emotional. It's a very quite an emotional song, despite the fact that they don't stand out, as I mentioned. It's an emotional song. It hits the proper notes. But there is one feeling I've always had about bands, and this is just a personal preference. I always preferred bands that have a raw power to them rather than this kind of overly sensitive or emotional kind of counterpart. Where here it's this is more emotional, sensitive. It's a very kind of touchy subject. Where my heart always been in bands like Slayer or Nile, Melakash that just hit hard. It's also an emotional, but in a different kind of way. Because I love the rawness of the music. Like I would pick Bolt Thrower or Dying Fetus over Amorphous or Insomnia just because the sound. I like that sound, the aggression from the music. And here, as beautiful as the music is, this some stuff kind of stuff I have to be in the mood for. Like Bellacore blew me away, but I have to be in the mood to listen to it. Yeah, and then it's kind of the credits to roll after that. Yeah, pretty solid track. I did enjoy it, but I'm not blown away by it. I think it has really good elements, but at the same time, like I wouldn't go and run off and start recommending it to all my metal friends or something like that. You know, I'm kind of right in the middle of the road for this particular song, but I would love to hear from you guys who are checking it out for the first time, or perhaps you're a fan. How you particularly feel about this music and how you feel about the song in itself. And guys, make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe out there and keep it metal.